Guru Nation, I got to talk to you about a myth that's going around. There's this myth that you need experience to get your first job in clinical research. Here's a fact for you. Did you know that 100% of everybody who works in clinical research was at one point research naive? 100%. So, what does that mean? This means that yes, while you of course may need experience as a CRA, although sometimes rare, but sometimes that does happen, especially with RNs, BSN RNs. The research site level is completely overlooked by job seekers. Now, there's more to it than that. I did this interview with Calvin, who's on my YouTube channel. Go check that out. How to land a clinical research job with no experience. Just search for that and you'll find it. It's an instant classic. I just recorded it yesterday. There is a differentiator between someone who, you can have two people with no experience. Two people. There could be a night and day difference between who's more desirable for a particular employer, meaning a research site. Neither have experience. Let's keep that in mind. One of them has a demonstrated passion. It's obvious they have a passion for clinical research. It's obvious in their answers. It's obvious in everything they say when they're asked. It's obvious in everything that they say when they're not asked. It's obvious how they're emailing. It's obvious what they put in their cover letter. It's just passion. You can tell there's a passion. Another one is, and probably related to passion, is preparation. Remember, both of these hypothetical candidates have zero experience. One studies everything they can get their hands on when it comes to clinical research or a particular therapeutic area that the research site focuses on. The other doesn't. Maybe they just watch this video and say, okay, I'm going to go apply. Or, they don't even do that. They just go start applying to different sites. Who do you think the employer is going to want to hire? Who do you think? And let's think why. Let's unpack that because the answer is obvious. But let's unpack the why. The why is clinical research is tough. Clinical research is not for everybody. Clinical research has a steep learning curve. Why does that matter for an employer? Because if they're hiring someone, which by the way, I hire all the time research naive people, especially study coordinators for my sites. I feel like that's the best setup for the sites that I have. Pairing a research naive person with experience, without experience to somebody at the site that does have experience. So pairing the inexperience to the experience, I think it makes for great candidates and great employees, great future employees. So clinical research is hard. Clinical research has a steep learning curve. The fact that you went out of your way, you the job seeker, went out of your way to learn as much as you can, to educate yourself as much as you can, putting in hours. This guy Calvin watched a whole bunch of my videos, read a whole bunch of other stuff, took notes. He has a notebook this thick of notes, things that he learned about clinical research. And he is able to communicate in the interviews all of what he's learned. That shows passion. That shows that you already developed an understanding of clinical research, and you are more likely to understand what research is and not want to quit when the going gets tough, because arguably you already understand that it's going to get tough compared to somebody else who may not understand, may not even know what clinical research is, just applying to different jobs. Number two, doing things above and beyond your job description. Doing things, nobody told Calvin to do all this stuff, but he went ahead and learned, put in the hours. He probably put in 100 hours or more before he even started applying. That shows that you're prepared. That shows that you are likely to do the same, put in the same amount of effort when you are actually hired and are having to work on a protocol as a study coordinator. So research experience, or the lack thereof, lies on a very long spectrum. And the variable is how hard are you willing to work, how much passion do you actually have for it, and what are you doing relative to your peers who are not doing it. So hopefully this is enough motivation for you. Go check out the video, How to Land a Clinical Research Job with No Experience, and think about this for a second. Take care.